Hey guys, Philos here. I'll make this video on some of the itemization options for entry-level demon hunters. I'm going to talk about, the really strong items initially that you're going to want to try to focus on getting, as well as some options in terms of crafting and combinations of sets. So, the first thing I usually recommend new demon hunters, pretty much anybody, new player, whenever you hit level 70, you are going to want to farm a Ring of the Royal Grandeur. This is available from the Act 1 bounty bag, so kind of everybody should have one of these. If you don't have one, you're going to want to get one. It can take a while. Sometimes you get lucky. Either way, that is going to be step one. You really want this. It's going to make the value of set items much greater later, so definitely you want to start out getting that Ring of the Grandeur from bounties, whatever you can handle, it doesn't really matter. Just focus on getting those bags to get this ring. What it does, it reduces the number of items needed for set bonuses by 1 to a minimum of 2. So basically what this does is it gives you a 3 set bonus for only having 2 items. That's really strong whenever you look at a bunch of these set bonuses. The 3 set bonuses from certain sets are really strong. So, step 1, get the Ring of the Grandeur. While you're doing that, you can kind of spend your blood charge trying to get the Cinder Coat. The Cinder Coat is going to be the single strongest item that you can get for your Demon Hunter. If you're going to Cluster Arrow based Demon Hunter, the fire damage is really strong, and the resource cost reduction is extremely strong for the Demon Hunter with the Cluster Arrow build. So definitely, you want to get a Cinder Coat, and it's only 5 blood shards to gamble, so this is a pretty good one to start gambling for. After that, I would usually go toward the Mage Fist, another really strong piece for the fire builds, also only 5 blood shards. So focus on the Cinder Coat, the Mage Fist. The Harringtons is another one, also 5 blood shards to gamble, really strong. This belt's good for pretty much any build. Once you get in the habit of clicking on stuff, very strong belt. Gambling belts, you can also get other good belts such as the Razor Stroke and the Witching Hour and things like that. So the belt is a good one, also 5 blood shards to gamble for, high potential upgrade if you're not using a Harrington. So the Reaper Wraps, this is going to be very important, pretty easy to get. You just have to farm the materials, craft them from Malthael, so most people are already familiar with how to get those. Very staple item here. It's going to be important to have those bracers. And once you look at all of the really strong items for the Demon Hunter in terms of resource reduction, resource generation, and the Reaper Wraps, and fire damage bonuses, such as the SOJ, the elite damage bonus. Once you, kind of set aside these slots for these items, you're only left with a handful of slots to work with. You have the weapons, you got the boots, the pants, shoulders, and the helmet. Everything else, the necklace, the necklace doesn't really matter what you put here, but the important thing is the double crit, fire damage, so. But in terms of set bonuses and things like that, you're working with the helmet, the shoulders, the pants, and the boots, as well as the weapons. There aren't that many good weapon set bonuses outside of the Natalias, and we're not going to talk about the Demon Hunter set bonuses. We're just going to talk about some of these crafted options. So basically, you have the Crimson boots and pants are really good with the Ring of the Grandeur. You can get all of these set bonuses for just the 2 items, so that's a really good option to go on the pants and the boots. With the Crimson, you get the resource reduction, all res, life per second, cooldown reduction. Really good, well-rounded set. And then the Auged Hill up top on the shoulders and the helmet. Also, really strong set. You get the damage reduction, you get the damage versus elites, melee and range reduction. Nice and defensive set bonuses, as well as the elite damage bonus. That's always really strong. So the Auged Hill for the helmet and the shoulders really good. Crimson for the pants and the boots. If you don't have Mage Fist, maybe you can't get the Auged Hill, maybe you like the Pride's Fall. Some people really like the Pride's Fall. So, if you're going that route, then the helmet's not an option. Maybe you don't have Mage Fist. The Ashiras is another option. It's pretty good. It's not as good for the damage for the Demon Hunter, but if you need the all-res, maybe some life percent, it's going to be a really good option. Pretty easy to craft most of these things. So, look into, the idea here is just to take advantage of the 3-set bonus with the 2 items through the Ring of the Grandeur. If you can do that a couple times somewhere, it's going to be strong. So just kind of think about the items that you have that are the best and try to combine them in such a way to get good performance. So that's pretty much the idea on all of the loot. Again, the focus, Cinder Coat, Mage Fist, Harrington for gambling. Eventually you'll end up gambling for SOJs, perhaps. The Reaper's Wraps are crafted, and then a lot of other crafted options. Ring of the Grandeur from the bounty bags, and the weapons. This is probably one of the harder parts, unless you get lucky and find a nice weapon. It can take a while to get a decent weapon as well, so one of the good weapons to craft is going to be this hand crossbow, the hallowed hand crossbow. I've not rolled very many of these myself, but I have seen a handful of them that ended up rolling pretty well. I don't know of the rate or the potential of getting a good one, but I do know, if you're using a yellow weapon, a rare weapon or something, this could very well be an upgrade without having to invest too much materials. They're not that expensive to craft, just need this material and, some other stuff. So that's a good option until, to hold you over until you find like an Natalia's and a Calamity or something. And that's the idea for the itemization. In terms of the rolls, it's pretty much standard. You want to end up with 2 or 3 random rolls for resource reduction. So I'm getting it on the shoulders, the gloves, and then in Paragon. So you can go about that a number of different ways. And the Reaper Wrap's definitely key for the hatred generation. So, and this is not going to outperform the Natalia and the Marauder combo, but this is, pretty much all of the loot here you can gamble for or you can craft. So it's not as hard to acquire as Marauder and Natalia. So this is a good temporary to hold you over until you start finding Marauder and Natalia pieces. So, hope that helps. Maybe you guys can take advantage of some of these sets. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to explain exactly where to find all of the items. I feel like that information should be available. You just kind of do a YouTube search and you should be able to figure out how to get most of these items and things like that. So we'll save that for another time or find that information. Shouldn't be too hard to acquire. The Crimson set, the Auged Hill set, the source of all these items, the information is out there. So thanks for watching. See you next time.